Hi friends, welcome back to Growing with Glenna. Today we are talking about something that is healthy, garden fresh, and Remmie and Brownie of fruit. Pumpkins and winter squash. That's right, pumpkins don't just make your fall decorations look better, they are an extremely healthy and smart choice for your dogs.
There are so many reasons why pumpkins are a dog's superfood, but here are a few. Pumpkins and winter squash, especially Seminole pumpkins and Tramontina winter squash, like the ones I grew this year, are filled with vitamins and fiber that dogs need. They're gentle on digestion. It helps with both constipation and loose stools. It's full of vitamin A for healthy eyes. So important in Cavalier King Charles Spaniels. High in antioxidants for immune health. A great source of hydration. And they add flavor to meals, so picky eaters tend to gobble up their food. Fresh cooked pumpkin is a much healthier option than canned. It's got no preservatives, no additives, and you control what goes into it. Plus, it tastes amazing. I use it in homemade dog treats, pumpkin muffins, and even pumpkin bread for us. My pups have had zero tummy issues since I started giving them just a tablespoon on their food each day.
We all win with pumpkins.
My favorite pumpkin to grow is the Seminole pumpkin because it's compact, it's dense in the interior, and has typically as much pumpkin meat as a really large one. Tramontina squash is another one of my favorites because if I don't want to use it as a summer squash, I simply let it turn into a winter squash, and I can have winter squash all summer long to make into puree. Or I can save it because it saves for months and mix it with my fall pumpkins.
The pumpkins and winter squash will add vitamins, fiber, and incredible flavor for your dogs. How about it, Brownie? Let's go in and make a batch.
After cutting it in half, you dig out the seeds and any of the stringy gelatinous material that's inside the pumpkin. You can set aside the seeds to roast for later, or you can set aside the seeds to grow more pumpkins. Now for the fun part, cooking. You can boil, steam, or roast your pumpkin. I like to roast mine. I started off at 350, but some larger pumpkins, like the carving pumpkins, did much better at 400-degree temperature. And I found that cutting them up into smaller slices made it easier to roast. If you can easily insert a knife into the pumpkin, then your pumpkin is probably ready to be pureed. Once your pumpkin or squash is soft and cool enough to handle, it's time to mash. I could use a food processor and I could use a blender, but I have found that using my pastry blender gives a nice soft texture without turning it watery. Next, portion the mash into small containers or silicone trays. Once frozen, it'll stay fresh for up to 3 to 4 months. I like to label the containers so I always know when I made them. Now comes Brownie and Remmie's favorite part. Oh, and look, Brownie smelled the pumpkin and he is ready for dinner. Their favorite part, mealtime. I add about a tablespoon of this fresh pumpkin mash to each of their bowls. It's gentle on their tummies, helps with digestion, and they absolutely love the taste. Here's a super helpful chart that tells you how much pumpkin to feed based on your dog's weight. Every dog is different, so start small and see how they do.
You don't have to be an expert gardener to make your dog's meals healthier, but if you're growing pumpkins and winter squash and you add those to their diet, your dogs will thank you. Yay! If you enjoyed this video, then be sure and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the Growing with Glenna YouTube channel so you'll always know what kind of adventures are going on with Brownie and Remmie, even on a blustery day.